And I mean, I just want to commend you because that obviously took an incredible amount of discipline, an incredible amount of self control to fully take accountability. I know most people in your situation wouldn't do it. So, where do you think that comes from? Do you think that's innate? Is it how you were raised, or where do you think that characteristic came from? That grit, you know?
Yeah, I definitely think it was learned and it's a skill. So some people feel like it's, either you have it or you don't. And I'm like, no, it's a skill. But I've just been practicing it sorry about that. So I've been
Oh,
practicing
oh,
it for
there you
a
go.
while. And essentially, I'd practiced it in other areas of my life before I got to my debt free journey. So I do also tell people that I did it in my personal fitness journey. So while I was in grad school, going through my grief storm, getting all my debt, okay, I also had gained like 25 pounds while I was in grad school. So while I was in grad school, was able to exercise, get myself and my body at a homeostasis level. And so I had to practice discipline with my diet, with exercise, with sleep, with my rest. So I did that before I got out of debt. Okay. I also, with my natural hair journey, focused in learning on how to take care of the hair that's on my head, not nobody else's hair, but my hair. So in that, I had to practice washing my hair at a certain rate a month, and deep conditioning and all of this stuff. Like, I've practiced personal growth and discipline and consistency in other areas of my life. So once I got to my personal finance journey, it wasn't as challenging because it wasn't like the first time. I'm also African. So we
You
we
got it.
it's kind of, we've been practicing this since we came out of the womb. Like,
Yeah,
we've but it's learned because that's the environment that we grew up in. That we learned this skill of being disciplined, that we learned this skill of being able to indicate a goal and go after it and achieve it. So it's just, I've had a lot of time on task, and I used to teach personal growth and development at the
mm,
University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So I know all the cheat codes and all of that stuff as far as how to hack your own brain. But it's possible for anybody else as well. It is completely possible for anyone else to do what I've done, if not more. And it's just making that decision and committing yourself to it. I did it. Now, here's the thing. Most people, it might be tough to try to do by yourself. I did it heavily, like head to the ground, kind of just by myself. I wouldn't recommend that you try to do these types of things alone. Like, find support, listen to the podcast, right? Like, get a community, get some people around you to do it with.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, I was gonna bring up how your journey was, you being alone, so that's definitely key. Just to recap for everybody in the room, we got about 9 minutes with Jacent left. Basically, I interviewed Jacent on the Debt Free podcast. She is going to be on episode 11, which drops on Monday, February 15th at noon EST. And it's 9 a.m. EST, actually, my bad. So 9 a.m. EST, so 6 a.m. Pacific time. And if y'all got questions, drop them below. And yeah, we're just having a conversation about the episode. So one more thing I wanted to bring up about the episode, if no one else has questions, you mentioned um, you mentioned like a relationship between a ticket and being debt free, and I believe it was like a carnival or amusement park. Can you give us a little bit of talking about that?
Yeah. So essentially, the way that I think about it is, like, for those who like Disneyland, I'm not a huge fan, but who like amusement parks, right? When you're driving up to an amusement park, you can see the park from far away, and you see all the rides, and you can see that, like, there's people screaming and it looks like it's fun. And then you park your car, you get out of the car, you got to walk. Sometimes you got to walk a long way, right, to get to the park. But you don't just get to just walk right in. You have to pay a ticket to get into the park. And so, to me, debt is kind of like being outside of the amusement park and being in line waiting to pay your ticket to go inside. And so, essentially, like, as you pay off your debt, you get incrementally closer to entering the amusement park. And when you're debt free, that's why I said, like, you think the park is fun from the outside, but wait till you get to the inside of the park. Okay, wait till you start getting
Mm,
on all of the rides. Wait till you eat
mm-hmm.
the churros and the funnel cake, the turkey leg. Like, it's so much more fun on the inside, and it's so much more fun with friends. So that's why I think it's so important to have these conversations, you know, the Debt Free podcast, to be able to chat on live here and people ask us questions and whatnot, because going to an amusement park by yourself is boring. Like, even Beyonce would never go to the amusement park by herself. She would at least take her family. And so the ticket is really you paying your debt off so that you can get to wealth building land, essentially, right? Like, it's not even about debt freedom. It's about wealth building and legacy building land, where you're able to essentially use your earnings, your income to create a legacy for yourself and your family. And so so that's the analogy I give when you ask, like, what does it feel like to be debt free? It's like being in the most lit amusement park ever with everybody that you love.
Okay, I feel it. All right, let's transition with a fun question. Would you be able to marry someone if they were swimming in student loans, like their name was Michael Phelps?
Michael Phelps. I personally, I I don't know. I don't think personally. I married someone who got debt free before we got married. Now that's not a prerequisite, let me say. Okay. I think that the prerequisite is, are they on a plan? Do they recognize that it's something that they want or don't want? Are we on the same page? What action is behind what they say they want to do? So not just saying they want to be debt free, but they're actually doing their own budget. They're actually, you know, making their own progress. I think it's more so about their ambition and their drive than the actual number or the debt, if that makes sense. However, I personally did pay off almost $100K in debt. So I paid it off because I didn't want to be in debt. So
Yeah.
I don't want to marry someone and then be in debt again. And thankfully, that's not how it worked out in my situation, okay? Because everybody tries to come for me. And I'm like, I'm not telling you what to do with your life. I'm just letting you know what I did with my life. Because I also was cool with being single. Like, I'm not like one of those people that's 30 and like, oh my God, I have to have kids. I need to be in a relationship. Oh, my eggs, you know, like, I was cool. I'm fine being by myself. I wasn't even trying to date when I even met my husband. And so it wasn't something that I was pressed on personally, but there are people who, like, they do want to be married. They do want to have kids. They want to start their family and whatnot. And by all means, do what works for you. So I personally, listen, probably not.
You said all that to say, nah.
If he's Michael Phelps, he can pay off his debt. I mean,
no. I said like he's swimming in debt, like he's Michael Phelps, like he's swimming in debt. Yeah. All right, so we said nah. He
better swim to the edge. He better swim and get out. I don't know. Like, there's a shark in the water. I don't know.
Okay, I feel that. So we got 4 minutes left with Jacent. Appreciate everything you dropped so far. If y'all have enjoyed what you've heard today, I know you're definitely gonna enjoy the podcast. I re-listened to the podcast episode again today. Drops on Monday, 9 a.m. EST, to start y'all day, and you know it'll definitely be amazing. Make sure y'all tune in. My next question for you, this is kind of off topic question, I guess. Well, not really. So I was just kind of reflecting on how you were saying earlier. I think you were talking about word choice and how it's powerful. I'm curious to see, do you have like any money affirmations you practice?
Yeah, now I'm posting daily money affirmations on my page. One of my favorite affirmations, you know how people used to say, like, when your palm itches, that it has something to do with money or something like that? Oh, yeah,
the right one?
Right. So whenever my palms would itch, I'm like, any palm, whatever. Any palm that's itching, or I'll just generally say, like, money flows easily, money flows to me easily, often, and in abundance according to God's perfect plan. So that's one of the mantras that as soon as my palm itches, I say that to myself. And that's my indicator to just reaffirm that for myself. I had a little thing in my car, like above my little, what is this called? Mirror. And that said, my income is constantly increasing on one side, and then on the other side, I had another affirmation as well. So I really think that language is how we interact with the world. It's how we understand each other. It's how we communicate, and it's how we understand in our own minds is through language heavily and pictures. So that's why, you know, a vision board, right, is that we're visualizing what we want to see and experience. And then the language we use helps us to essentially create the scripts and what we want to say and see in our lives. So I'm really serious about language. And it's very quick and easy for me to see if someone has a lack and scarcity mindset or an abundance mindset. It's so easy because it's going to come out in their language really fast, which side of the coin that they're on. And it's not bad. It just is what it is. And then hopefully we recognize it and learn how to have more and more abundance in our lives. So I think it's Les Brown who says, don't say you're broke, say you're overcoming an income issue or something like that, or whatever the case may be, right? So just changing the language we use, because what we claim in the moment, like all of life is occurring in the present moment. So if I claim I'm broke right now, that's me saying right now, closing a door to prosperity and abundance in this moment. So if I say I'm abundant right now and I look for abundance, not just monetarily, but I say, oh, my legs work, my toes are still there, my fingers, are working. That's abundance in one area, and that abundance grows. If I say there's lack, right, I'm broke, then I'm saying close that door right now in this moment. I'm not able to have access to abundance and prosperity and all of that. So I think that claiming in the moment what you can, that helps you. And yesterday I was just talking to someone, they said progressive affirmations or progressive language. So we may not say, I'm rich right now. I'm open to exploring what my richest life looks like. I'm on my way to, more abundance and prosperity and love and peace and joy. So that's different than saying I'm stuck. Essentially, I'm broke is I'm stuck. I can't, or I don't is a flat tire is what I call it. So we got to get rid of them flat tires. They get nowhere.
Definitely. I love that you said that about broke, try, can't, all that. Because I made a post, I don't know when it was, it might have been last month or something, saying that in 2021, if I have any clients that hop on the phone with me, they say broke, try, can't, I'm damn near about to hang up. I don't want that to come into my subconscious. So yeah, I love that you said that. So as we get into, it's 5:30 right now. As we wrap up right now, do you have any last minute things that you want to say? What I'll say, okay, I'll ask you. What do you want the viewers to take from your episode?
Yeah, I want them to take that it's possible to make progress. Life isn't perfect. Things aren't perfect. Your finances are not going to be perfect, but it's possible to make progress and get the right support. Like reach out to Michael if you want to. You might know somebody, or you might be able to work with him. Send me a DM if you want to or need to. You may not work with me, but I might know someone that I can refer you to. I think that culturally we have to get into the habit of asking for help from the right people, because what we will oftentimes do is try to turn to somebody who is not qualified and not an expert to help us in a certain area. And then we're like, it didn't work. I asked for help and it didn't work. Well, you probably asked the wrong person. So I would say it's possible for you to make progress and for you to explore, right? Maybe right now it's kind of uncomfortable, but explore, be open to exploring the idea of having support in your journey, because you deserve it. We are abundant by birthright, okay? We come from an abundant land. We are abundant in nature, culturally, physically, genetically, intellectually, spiritually. We are abundant. So it's really just about returning and reclaiming that abundance in our lives. And I appreciate you for having me on IG Live in your podcast.
I appreciate you for all the gems that you dropped, no pun intended, and the gems that you're going to drop on the episode. For anyone that just hopped in, I'm sorry you came. It's too late, but I'm going to post the video so you'll be able to rewatch it. And for the last time, the episode drops on Monday, February 15th at 9 a.m. Eastern time or 6 a.m. Pacific time, so you can use it to start your week off. And I think a lot of people are off on Monday as well, so you could use that to get yourself ready for the week. Appreciate you, Jacent. Everybody in here, have a blessed one.